Hey, what is up, guys? It's your boy Tway here. Today we will be talking about Valance, and joining with me is Karugaya, and he's been here before with some podcasts. If you guys want to see those, down into the description are some links to them because we had some massive talks about everything. But he's going to join me with this Valance release. So, Karu, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing pretty well, except I don't know how well that's going to last because I already just read her NPC effect.
Oh, we got some leaks in the mailing already, and people were popping off. So, outside of Valance, man, how are you doing anyway?
I'm actually doing pretty well today. I just got done with a 18-hour work weekend, so I've enjoyed just being able to sleep in for once.
That is pretty good. And then you joined me instead, so
Yep.
it sounds like work to me. Either way.
Oh yeah, because this is a full-time job.
Yep. So let's talk Splashart first. What do you think of this?
I think that they did her much better compared to the original artwork they had. The other artwork made her look kind of bored. This one makes her look much more determined.
True.
On top of that, it emphasizes the weapon a lot more.
Yeah, I like
the weapon
angle.
itself does look really cool.
Crazy, right? Yeah, I really like it too. So let's just move on to the thing that people want to know. That's not a background story. Let's just move on. So yes, she is a physical attack type. You will be able to receive her level 1 rewards by raising Vala's kinship rate. Wasn't it so that you could get her from a dungeon?
I believe so, yes.
Okay, and then the discounts. Whew.
Yeah.
15%. Yo, that is a lot, my dude.
Because it says materials too, not just cost.
Yeah.
Therefore, that's going to extend to things such as the fragments required for reforging, the technomagic fragments required for the reports needed for crafting.
Yeah, the
all of
last
that.
part mainly, right? Like, this way, I'm assuming that if you want to craft your first piece, that's 15% out of 40. How much is that? 6. So you need to have 34 pieces to make your very first TM gear, or your very last if you are rocking 3 out of 4. So that's pretty good.
I just calculated how many crystals it brings off. It brings off 8,000 crystals, meaning that it would only be 45,900 crystals per crafting.
Wow. Yo, that is a huge discount. I like that. That is quite crazy. Okay, so how do you obtain Hero Valance? You'll be able to obtain her for free. What NPC for free? I'm thinking speedrun. I'm not quite sure. Put it up in the chat, guys. Do you guys want to see me speedrun this, Jack? After the end of Vala's Special Hero Dungeon event period, you will be able to obtain her for free when clearing 10-10. What?
What?
So you get a permanent NPC hero? Regardless of the situation? Yo, I need your thoughts on this one.
Yay, but no.
Okay, talk to me.
Here's the big thing. That means that this isn't just something that we're just getting. That means that these are the new permanent prices of TN.
Yep, true. And I would have to say so. Do you remember when you started out onto your TM quest and getting all of the things that you needed, and how overwhelming it looked to get yourself a full team? Because I remember that feeling. I'm not sure about you, man.
I remember it pretty well, but then again, I was only focused on getting Theo as TM gear originally.
I get you being a Theo main. That's true. Okay, if you have cleared 10-10 previously and you haven't received Valance, please note that you will be receiving the hero when you log into the game. Okay, so they thought of gimmicks on that one. How to obtain her unique weapon. After obtaining her, you'll be able to obtain her unique weapon by gifting. Okay, so it's like every other NPC. It's just gifting items and then getting that stuff for free.
One side note, I calculated how many reports it removes from our requirements. It's 6 reports, so it's only 34 now, not 40.
Okay. Gotta check this one a little bit so people can actually read all of this. Okay, after obtaining her, blah blah blah. Okay, her first kill. You ready for this one?
Yep.
Dispels negative effects from the ally with the highest attack and grants hologram for 15 seconds. Hologram increases the attack, critical chance, and HP every second, and it reduces cooldown of all active skills by 0.2 seconds. I'm not sure whether this has a tick thing. While hologram is active, the target gains immunity to negative effects.
So basically, you can just make your DPS go burr in PvP, and it makes CC immunity even less required if you decide to use her in PvP.
I'm dropping it right here. If this is undispellable, I'm gonna be making a Cecilia PvP. Granting any single one of your divers CC immunity? Yo, that is ridiculous. But that's only if it is undispellable, and it doesn't say so.
Yeah, it doesn't say it, therefore it's probably not, which is good.
Yeah, but it says you grant yourself a hologram, which, I don't know, do we have a status effect that is not considered a status effect?
I mean, I think kind of.
Is it
because
Lucius?
There's like the KB from Velk and whatnot.
Like, isn't Lucius's S2 like something that just is there? Same for Isaiah.
Yeah, that is true. But that's because it's an AoE thing that's constantly getting reapplied.
True.
Rather than it being something that is given and isn't removed.
And targeted to a very specific character. So, in that sense, I don't think it will work in the way I hope it to. But, that is still sick. Would this also have any effects onto one of the newer contents, being CC immune for some characters? Thingy up as well. Beautiful. Okay, so let's just pick up where we left off. So, CC immunity onto the S1, cooldown reduction, critical chance increase, which basically means that people on World Boss or Guild Conquest will have to run 0 crit and still make everything work. That sounds crazy.
Yep.
Okay, moving on to skill 2. Creates a violet force field that lasts for 10 seconds within a wide range of self. Allies within the range of force field have their all defense increased by 15% and gain immunity to CC. What?
I think this is Lucius.
Yes. Yo. This will make a lot of non-bruisers very potent because just think about it. Put this one on your. I'm thinking straight PvP. What would this do for your Theo?
For one, it would make him actually not have to worry about getting CC'd, which is one of actually his biggest weaknesses. On top of that, it would allow him to be consistently healed. His defense wouldn't be as much of a problem. He'd be able to possibly even use T5 Dark, since he'd be able to get even more mana. The only issue would be getting all of his stuff dispelled again.
True. But what other characters will benefit from this as well? Because I know Gladi, for instance, would benefit from this.
Yep. Anyone who does burst, especially frontline burst, a lot of assassins actually would get a huge benefit from this.
True. Definitely true. And overall, 15% all defense increase. This is screaming Apocalypsion as well. Just talking PvE
you want
side.
what else it's screaming?
I'm
thinking Ascalon.
True. Getting more defense on all
because
that.
This is a new character who isn't doing a lot of P-amp or M-amp, which means that she isn't going to be affected by Ascalon's main gimmick. On top of that, she can heal like Estelle, and she is a buffer.
True. Wonder if the S2 is going to look like Rahardna S1 skill as far as range on Rahardna's S2. It would still allow you to do all that you need. So for bruises, it will be quite nasty to really go with that. But also think about backliners that usually get just hit. Think Lilia, for instance. That would be
Lilia is another one.
Lilia is one of those characters that supposedly really great if you do get to build her and if you do get her skills off, but she just gets stuns out of her skill every single time. I can already see people just picking Rodina and have no capacity of having any kinds of dispel on it. I wonder how much mana this actually would cost, but it sounds really crazy. And here's the thing, and mana recovery per second goes up. Like, why? Why would you have this? Oh man, I can see so many things working for this. Okay, let's just go over to the third skill. Summons a laser cannon behind self and fires laser beams. What more do you need? Dealing physical damage to the enemy. The hit target is inflicted with stun for 3 seconds and becomes manipulated for 15 seconds. What? Afterward, the cannons additionally fire a total of 9 laser beams to random enemies. So we hit one and then we just shoot everybody. Why? Each laser beam deals physical damage, inflicts stuns on the hit target for 1.5 seconds, and you get manipulated. The enemies who are manipulated have their heal rate reduced by 5% and take 7% all damaging. Oh my god. And it can stack up to 7 times. Okay.
Wait, this is a stun bot. This is a stun bot.
This will be crazy for Galgoria, for instance. It will make him so easy because, for one, it has that healing rate reduction. And what if it is a single target? Like, if there's no other target, guess what? Heal rate reduction. And would this also mean that currently on Apocalypsion, I'm running a Solar Stone, right? Could this also mean that I can just yank that one out and just say, oh, but I got her? Tap the S3?
Acme.
Because it is for 15 seconds.
Think about Shakme though.
This is way too
More
broken.
stun for Big Shaq.
Like 9 lasers for 1.5 second stun. What?
That plus Gal plus her heat plus like Theos 3 and you instantly have his entire bar just eliminated. And then you can throw May in there for safeguard.
This character is way too broken, man. Oh man. And it's on top of the 3-second stun after the initial one, so you get what? 9, which is a 4.5, so 13.5 plus 3 is 16.5 second stun. I have no words for this. That is crazy, my dude. Okay.
The only thing I can think about that might make this a little more buffed is maybe it's not boss stun, it's just raw stun. But even then, that's still not that balanced.
Think about World Boss. You cannot have faces anymore.
Yep. Just go. Either that or you use Valance in your main team so you can just have her as your... Alright, I want to do my face now.
True, and the question mark would be how good is a soul weapon, but we'll get to that in a little second. So, Techno Magic Awakening Skill 4 increases all defense. Sure, like we didn't have anything already. Mana recovery per attack and attack of all allies.
The depth in MPA is on self.
Oh my god. The fact that you cannot get stunned by a simple S2 or get pulled will, like on a bruiser team, League of Honor would be absolutely crazy. Shay cannot be stunned anymore. Yuno cannot be pulled anymore. What other healers do we have that if you pull them are absolutely gonna die? Oh man, okay, I'm just sidetracking this, but increases all allies boss damage by 50%. Sure, you get that one for free. Absolutely sickening. Let's see, Soul Weapon, now we're coming up at the good stuff. Charges up over 25 seconds, so it's time gated. Dispels negative effects from self and summons. Okay, so this can be used on PvP as well. Okay, for 15 seconds, that's a long ass time. Amplifying the Wonder Corbao by 3 times. I don't get how I should read this. Increase the duration for 5 seconds and recovers mana of all allies. So, okay, sure. But this is referring to its unique weapon, I think. Let us check that in a second. Reduces skill activation requirement by 10 seconds. What? You can activate this in the first 15 seconds of a fight?
And it lasts 20 seconds with A1. Oh, and look, even more mana. A1's even more mana.
This is way too broken. Like,
Hey,
what
I
other
think you
characters
wanna
have a
cast all your
15
skills.
second, like I know they increased, Kybera's soul weapon at some point because it was too broken, you could cast it too fast. The same thing was with Lockrock because you could cast a soul weapon too fast. But now we're looking at this. What? Okay, let's look at a unique weapon for a second. Following buffs are applied to the target based on the number of techno-magic gear for each ally. What? So if you get 4 parts, you get 6% attack increase, all defense increased by 6, maximum HP. What? Yo, this for PvP is ridiculous. Increases damage dealt to enemies by 4%. And what does it say?
Aren't these usually on the 0 star as well? So these will probably go up to something like 15 to 20.
Oh no! I'm not ready for this.
Hey, you're ready for an extra 60% damage dealt to all enemies as well as 20% more attack.
Oh, Sesta says refresh the page. She is already nerfed. Skill 2 is minus 5 seconds. What? Let me check that one. What does it say? So. Oh, lasts for 5 seconds. What? Yo, wasn't it 15 seconds last time I read it?
Pretty sure it was 15 seconds.
Oh my god.
They added an extra 1.
Oh yeah, now it starts making a little bit more sense, but yo.
I mean, I think that's still the length of time that Lucius is up, isn't it?
Think no. Lucius is 6 seconds, but you don't get dispel for the last 2 seconds, which is like quite dumb. But yeah, crazy. But either way, if you are right and 6% becomes, even if it becomes 15, right? Even if it becomes 15 and the 4 becomes 10, this times 3 is 30% damage to enemies for no reason. With a ridiculous uptime. This is screaming.
Soul weapon. It multiplies those by 3.
Oh my god.
So basically, if you last longer than 15 seconds, then Kazuo can just S3. You can pop Valance soul weapon, and then everything dies.
Oh man, this is crazy, my dude. Okay. Well, we gotta look at the skill modifiers. I'm assuming like the 6% will become 15 and the 4% becomes 10. But even with that, 45% attack on a soul weapon, getting some extra HP, some extra defense, which makes like a full physical defense per Scylla on World Boss, obnoxious. Same goes for physical defense on a Claws, same goes for HP on a Shockman and your Isaiah's. So in terms of skill modifiers, she is a must-have already, and we haven't even read everything, right?
Yep.
Okay, let's not do the T-perk skills yet. Let's check out this thing. Unique treasures. Okay, let's see this. The effect of additionally increases damage dealt to non-hero enemies by 10%. But I think this one is the modifier, the 10%, right? So wouldn't that be 25%?
Yeah, it would be about 25% damage to non-hero enemies. And it's on 10% base, which means it probably goes up to 25% on the 5-star.
Okay, and the target's cooldown reduction by 50%. Now, if this is on a global cooldown, then you can spam Cecilia's S1 by a significant amount.
Target's cooldown reduction by 50% takes it from a 0.2 to a 0.3.
Oh, you mean, let's read this for a second. So you mean 0.2 to a 0.3. Alright, but still. Because it seems like this happens for every second.
Yep, it's every second. So instead of you getting 0.2 off every second, and does it last again 15 seconds? Yeah, so instead of you getting an accumulative total of like 5 seconds off, you get 7.5 seconds off.
Okay. I think it's still quite broken because what happens when you reapply the skill?
I assume that you just get everything back.
Yeah, because...
And then actually, here's a thought. Rahartna and Audi can make it so that maybe it stacks. Either that or it just reapplies.
I would say that it would reapply, but if you reapply it within the duration of the second, you can chip part of that second off to reapply it and then have an extra, right?
Yeah.
That sounds quite interesting because with just reapplication, it honestly it wouldn't stack. That would be too crazy, but still, I would say it's quite legit. And for what characters, like I already said, Cecilia would be quite good with that one, but who else could benefit from this?
Bernheim actually would be an interesting choice for that.
Bernay.
Because he already is entirely based on having cooldowns.
Ooh, that is quite sick. Gundam said Pansy Roan. I'm digging that one. But Pansy for robots, I don't think you can get a third rotation off. Honestly, that would be too much.
I think really anyone who focuses on cooldowns rather than mana or gimmicks like burn or BLK, I think they just have a lot of good things coming from this S1.
Goodness said PvP. I don't think you would like to have this UT for PvP because there are other ones such as the S2. I peeked at it already.
I actually peeked at S4 there.
Okay. Let's move on for a second because I'm getting way too hyped. Dispel negative effects from self upon use. Okay, so that way you can just save other people. Have a party dispel for everybody that's within the field. So it's quite good. It's like Lucius, but you don't have to build him full CC resistance. So that's quite good. And for the duration of the force field, increases target's all block chance by 200. Wow.
Probably goes up to something like 500.
Yeah, sounds to me about 500. So I thought we were already getting beefy, but with nothing there yet. And if you get full CDR2 on this, we still don't know what the base cooldown is, but wow. Read the T5 Dark. Like I thought, we're getting there. Let's not get myself too hyped, man. I'm getting a heart attack. Oh my god. Skill 3 reduces cooldown by 2 seconds and changes the maximum stacks of manipulated up to 10. This girl is a stun bot.
I don't think the skill 3 is going to be used basically at all. One, if it's only reducing the cooldown by 2 seconds, then that's meh. Although that's probably what scales to go to about 5 seconds.
Could be the stacks as well.
The stacks I don't see increasing, if I'm being honest, because if it's already going up to 10 from 7, I feel like that would be pretty stable.
True.
On top of that, that's the heal rate skill, so...
But we've seen the same thing as what's his face? Shockman with this as too. Has a similar gimmick.
The thing about it though is I just don't see this being as useful as say S1. Unless if you're right in the stack scale.
Yeah.
And also you're using someone like Chase or Hilda who doesn't benefit from CDR.
True.
Because
I'm just thinking about the heal rate reduction.
It'll be a little bit better than non-hero damage.
Because I'm just thinking about the heal rate reduction coming from all of it. Because having 50% heal rate reduction by popping a single is 3, and obviously there will be more people getting hit by it. And it doesn't say that it's undispellable, so meh. Yeah, I think the UT3 is going to be useless, but UT4, you say it was going to be great.
I don't think it's going to be great, but I think it could be useful.
Ooh, let's see. All defense boost and mana recovery per attack boost applies now to all allies. Okay. So you get beefy. That's all I'm reading right here. And increase the heal rate of all allies by 10%. So
That's what I'm focused on there.
This will be 25% for sure.
Yeah. And that would scale along with characters such as Asaya, who already need heal rate.
Yep.
On top of that, things like Lucius could stack well with this, on top of her own healing, which generally makes her even better options for characters with healing.
Yep.
Allowing for much more consistency with their comp. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if Valella has a field day with this, if they actually play.
I wouldn't be surprised, yeah. Because at the end of the day, like 25% heal rate increase on Eclipse is godlike. There's no way around it. It's absolutely insane. And
though I don't think it would be as good as UT1 for Eclipse.
I'm not quite sure. Obviously, the non-hero damage would be quite great. That's true.
Late game, you need the damage over the healing, so
True.
I can see it maybe being better for like low invest Valances in just like more extra teams. But if you're going like main team, then it probably should be S1.
But wouldn't this also be really good in challenge rates? Defense boosts, heal rate increases.
Well, defense boosts less so because of the fact that they usually have Death Ignore perks now.
Yeah, but you can actually take that one out and simply pop this one in. Have that extra heal rate increase because you're already getting downed like a lot of heal rate.
Fair.
So I think this one could be useful. Like, yes, you do a little less damage, but you get more survivability in the process.
It's a good sustainability one, especially if you're not doing the Death Ignore immediately. Like if you're just practicing before that, then this is 100% very useful. It's just that once you got Death Ignore, it might be outclassed minorly.
So I do see its uses on this one, but yeah. And Madrago said as well, like not all bosses have that defense ignore, and you don't have to proc it. You don't have to. But if you want to go main damage, it sounds like the UT1 is the most viable one. The PvP one seems to be the UT2, or get a UT4 if you really want to play some nasty gimmick. But I think we just left one thing out, and that is the skill T perks. Yo, I'm already done.
I haven't read these.
Oh my god. So S1, hologram applies to 2 allies with the highest attack. Now that in itself could be quite interesting. If you look at the Galgoria side of things, because if you don't run a good Fall of Fray, chance of you getting stunned is quite high. And with this, your main damage dealers will always be able to still use their skills. Don't get downed. If you don't have a Loman, it doesn't matter. And this way they have 100% uptime. That sounds quite good.
On top of that, don't forget that this could go. Does it say that it can't apply to self? Actually, I didn't read that.
Does not say so.
Exactly. So you could take this and have Lance be second highest, meaning that maybe be able to spam all the rest of the skills more.
Interesting. I like this.
Because also mechanics get a higher attack as a base, I'm pretty sure.
True.
I think third highest?
But then,
Might be wrong, yeah.
S1 Dark Hologram additionally increases critical damage by 50%. Sure, let's give him 50% extra crit damage. Why not? Okay.
I think right now we have enough crit damage from other sources that if the strategy I just mentioned works, that light would still be better.
Possibly, yes.
It depends on what the cooldowns are on these.
Okay. S2. Additionally reduces damage taken by 25%. Yay, anti-burst. So on top of the 500 block that you can get, you get 25. What? Oh my god. I get why they nerfed this part, but this could be a lifesaver when you're in very dire situations. It's absolutely crazy. People are already saying rip Lavril. Yo, your thoughts on this one?
I don't really know what to say here. On one hand, it's not a complete anti-burst, because if it's 4 mana, like I honestly think it might be, then you can't get it out quick enough to counter things that burst quick, which is a lot of PvP right now, like Shamilla.
True.
Shamilla and Yuri especially.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, if you decide to take any degree of time with it, then that skill can absolutely cancel anything. For example, early stages of Chase getting started up, possibly some of Kazel.
Yep.
Rebel Calls S3.
Like, this would totally cancel out any Lockrock in PvP. Like, put a Christmas ornament on her, because, hey, she's a mechanic. So you can do Ready to Cannon's perk. So you get, what, 250 MP per second already? Put a Christmas ornament on her for the 5-star. Most people have that already. And you can simply pop, even if it is 5 mana, right? You'll be able to get it. And the only counter to it will possibly be Requena or TLK.
Yep.
Ugh.
More mana block time.
Oh my god. The more I look at this, the more broken it gets. And we still don't even know whether this lady does damage herself. Just saying.
I think it might be an S3 burst situation, but I don't like S3 light because of that.
True. But yeah, we got the additional attack speed of 300. That thing is useless in my opinion. Because let's face it, we get so many things that give attack speed. May, World Boss. We got people that if they still want to do that, play a net, you could do that. Fall of Frey gives attack speed for your Apocalypseons and such. So I don't think that is very necessary at all.
I think it could be one of those very situational PvP perks you take if it's for very specific strategies. And if it's for very specific characters. For example, Hilda loves attack speed, Theo loves attack speed.
True.
Although Theo I don't think would benefit that much from this. But like those types of characters have other ways they can get it, but being able to redirect their resources to something else might help.
True. Sounds fair. But then, the S3 dispels positive effects from the hit target.
It says that, but keep in mind that it doesn't specify whether it's the first one or if it also includes the 9 other bullets it can do.
So what if it does?
Then you immediately don't have any issues with basic shields unless it's an undispellable. Just...
And that's quite the beauty of it, because what if you build her full MP per second? Like, think about it like Krisha. Then it could definitely do good. Sounds interesting. I'm just not sure because it still has a random effect. Like,
it is random, but it's 9 bullets and only 4 targets.
True.
The odds are fairly low.
Yep.
It'll be one of those things where just RNG decided that you're not allowed to have fun.
Russian Ranger is already saying it. That's exactly what I've been looking at, replacing Krisha in my burst comp.
Unfortunately, I might need to consider that too.
Well, the thing is, like, you get CC immunity. On top of it, you get extra healing, which Krisha doesn't do. Like, I think the character that gets straight up busted out of this game is Krisha. Because she is a Krisha on crack. Outside of the fact that she probably... outside of probably the fact that she doesn't do any damage herself, but that's about it. Wow. Absolutely crazy. But yo, let's move on to the S4. Or you still want to say something about this?
I don't think I need to say anything else about it. I think we skipped Dark, but reducing mana cost by 1 is not going to be as useful as dispel positive effects on target.
Nah, right? Like, not gonna be interesting. Okay. But then the T4.
This is another 4 mana.
Wow, okay, so reduces all damage all allies take by 30% in the Techno Magic Kingdom. I think this is particularly good to people who are new into the game that want to transition
No.
from the main story mode to getting their TM skills.
No, life's useless. Get dark.
Well, yes, you get boss damage, but if you get killed, like
If you're getting killed, then you have an issue beyond not taking Awakening Light. Since if you're getting killed, you're probably going to want dark regardless.
true, like the longer you taking Galgoria, the stronger he gets, the more heal rate reduction there is. But
The longer you let Seed go, the more P-Def he reduces on you. The longer you let Ascalon go, the more damage you take. Just take Dark and don't die in the first place.
true, you're right about that. But then additionally increases all damage dealt to bosses by 50% in the Techno Magic Kingdom. Yo. We're gonna see more damage there. It's just crazy. Oh man. No Syria Mask, welcome Syria Pumpkin. What? She's gonna enable so many bruises. Yeah, for sure. Like, I'm wondering what people will come up with. I really wonder. But let's just move on. The S4 Dark is insane, but now the T5 Dark. Because I already read this one and it's crazy. So reduces all damage. What? All damage all allies take by 2.5% and increases all damage they take by 2.5%. This effect can be stacked up to the number of Techno Magic gear equipped to self. Now,
I'd like to make a note before you say anything here. If that wording is corresponding to what we already see in the game, I'm pretty sure that this is just equivalent to tough.
okay, could be. But then
Which
the
in that
question
case,
would be,
it isn't as overpowered.
yeah, but here's the thing, like, you could read this multiple ways, or I'm just a dumbass. So, all damage, all allies take by 2.5% and increases all damage by 2.5%. Great. This can be, this effect can be stacked up to the number of Techno Magic equipped to self. So, it's a 10% defense, let's call it that, and 10% offense part. Because I read it prior on the leaks and I thought it was TM equipped on everybody, and I was like, if that is the case, she is way too broken. But
That might have been a change they made, though. Let's be honest.
yeah, because I don't know why I read it like that, but if that would have been the case, oh my dear lord. Okay.
Yeah. The other thing is, this might work similarly to Whip. In that case, characters such as, well, enemies such as Ascalon wouldn't get an effect from that as much.
Yeah. So it sounds broken, but I don't think
it's not
it is.
quite as much.
Yeah. I don't.
It's a balanced broken.
Yeah, I'd rather feel that the UT1, because it has non-hero damage, is way more broken. Right? And obviously this could still be interesting because, yay, if it works like tough, great. If it increases all damage to all enemies without actually having to be in there, it's like a slightly different T or what, S4 Light on Fall of Ray, right?
Yep.
Like you trade off part of the defense and then get part of the offense capacities from it. So it sounds quite broken to me.
I think it's going to be good in PvP. Anything that doesn't involve tough ignore, and anything that doesn't involve can't take additional damage. So basically, if it doesn't have Ascalon gimmick, if it doesn't have Arc Dim gimmick, and if it doesn't have Nyla gimmick.
But I think this is going to be crazy because she is ramping up damage for people that shouldn't have it, but I'm not quite sure though. Like the heal rate reduction sounds nice, I like that part, but she doesn't really add much damage to your team. Outside of, I'm wrong. The unique weapon, if your soul weapon procs, man, you're getting so beefy, bro. But what does it mean?
All I'm worried about is how much damage S3 does and how much healing comes out of the first two skills.
True. Like, if the healing is on par with, let's say, have you seen PvP Estelle?
I've seen some of them, and they were pretty speed.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think they were very sustainable. If she works like that, then that's fairly good, but I feel like she's going to be slower than Estelle, but longer overall.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And one of the things that I have a little bit of beef with this, like, I can use Chase with this. He got CC immune anyway, so he doesn't necessarily care. And Chase generally runs out of AoEs, out of AoE heals. If you have your Lucius, Chase is like, okay, I'm leaving. So,
which I think that's going to be a big issue because of the fact that she's a backliner, isn't she?
I'm not sure whether she's back. It sounds more like she's a midliner.
Yeah,
wait,
sorry,
does it say somewhere?
Point is, she's not in the front, therefore she's not going to be as versatile as Isaiah when it comes to staying inside the range.
Mm-hmm. True. But the only thing that I'm reading is I can use my Nyx with this.
Nyx is a good point.
Right, because
She also
Nyx has
might
the
be
biggest
good
problem
against
that if he gets CC'd, at any point, he dies. But if you have CC immunity onto the S2 for 5 seconds, best be sure that you can pop a S3. And within that time, pop a soul weapon and be okay with everything. So we might see a comeback of Nyx. Oh, that might make me really happy, ladies and gentlemen. That sounds really good.
That is a good point, but here's the point I make to counteract this. All of this for PvP relies on the fact that you aren't getting insta-bursted. I think this is going to make her extremely weak to anything like a Shamil or a Yuria or any burst BS that takes less than 2 seconds.
True.
Because I know this from just pure experience with my Krisha. Mechanics have no defense. They die like paper.
True. That is true. But then
And
again,
since you're going to be stacking so much MP and attack speed on her.
Well, I don't know, man. Like, everything works nowadays with a Christmas ornament.
You're going to want longer than a Christmas ornament, I think, on this. You're going to want more sustainability afterwards.
True.
Because she's going to be a very mana cost hero. Like, if I had to make a guess, S1's going to be 3 mana, S2 4 mana, and S3 4 mana.
I'm gonna cry if that is the case, but you might be right. Like, it will be quite crazy. Krisha has the advantage to dispel where she just needs to get it off. Valance needs to live it to 10 shot. Yeah, that's true. And we don't know how long the casting animation is at that point. Because that's another issue that we haven't addressed yet.
I think that it's going to be fairly quick. Like, I imagine it'll be about 3/4 of a second to do the first shot, and then like half a second after that bullets start raining.
Well, we can check this, right? So, where is the video?
Yeah, let's get to the video.
Because now that we have all this knowledge,
I am Valance of Magos La Flamme, the Techno-Magic Research Center of the Empire. We will grasp the power needed for our future with our own 2 hands. Search and destroy.
okay, so S1, S2 seems quite big though.
Switching to annihilation mode.
Oh, it takes a little bit to cast it
To
S3,
annihilation mode. I understand.
but it looks
You know
quite
what
good.
to do. You know what to do.
But I think the S2 is in a similar range as Isaiah and Lucius.
I
They're
understand.
quite similar.
Yeah, I think it's the exact same. It looks like they kind of just ripped the radius.
Yep.
You know what to
And it seems
do.
they mixed up the S2 like twice,
Switching to
and they didn't show the
annihilation
S1.
mode.
The attack speed on S3 is about what I expected.
Yep. It seems still doable, but yeah. The voice sounds so cheese. Yeah, the S1 cast, it doesn't really show for what I can see. But let's just move on. We can talk about this all day, but the one thing that we need to do is I'm gonna stream tomorrow and I'm gonna find every in and out that I can possibly find. But yo, you see this on the screen, Karu?
Okay.
This is the new outfit of Valance, and you can unhook the glasses, and she got some thunder thighs, man. I don't know. What do you think?
I think that there's going to be at least one idiot who's going to have to it.
This is gonna cost 50k rubies, my dude. And
you know that this is going to be whaled.
Yep.
This is real business attire, and there's going to be so many people who want it.
Yep. But it looks great though, man. And knowing that these are limited, and there was only one event where these limited costumes got back, right?
I feel like they're going to do another one of those for Christmas.
Maybe.
That or the next event. That or the next anniversary event. Which, by the way, can I just mention how I'm absolutely triggered by the fact that the aspect ratio for the base of the thing she's sitting on is different based on the glasses on and off portrait.
I know.
On top of that, the one with glasses on has a stronger bold on the lower section of the design.
Yep.
Like this.
It's just those slight
such a minor
things.
thing that I can only see it with this, but it's so triggering.
Yep. So anyway, we got ourselves a special hero dungeon, and all I'm looking at is freebies. So okay. New icon, that's great. So we're gonna see this other blue-haired lady as well. So I'm curious though whether we're gonna see some skills of that. Hero bug fixes. Estelle blow skill 1-2 was not applied, so they're gonna change that one up. S3 skill. Okay. Color gauges of claws. The soul weapon now will be changed from yellow to pink. Oh, okay. Yeah, since it is not time duration. The minimum enhancement success rate shown in the enhancing through soul weapon will be shown clearer than before. It just sounds like a lot of people got mad, like, it failed! Let's point something out in his ass! An awkward sentence encountered within the introduction boss monster. I don't care. Maldok lines. The name Reinhardt mentioning will be fixed to Reinhardt Dorleon. Okay, whatever. I'm looking at special dungeons.
Yeah, I already pulled that page up too.
So, yes, we get a special dungeon. Yes, we get to look at this other character that I'm not sure whether we are going to be able to play her within the near future, but I hope so. She looks nice. But then the reward, you get rose data discs. Okay. So you also get Valance unique treasure 2 times, and then you have this. A unique weapon, a soul weapon, another unique weapon. For free!
Yep. Hey, anyone want a free 1-star?
Yep, that is really good. I'm think about it.
You need a soul weapon.
If you're starting out this game right now, and we know she's not gonna do damage, right? Or at least that's the assumption. But you get a 1-star unique weapon for free, a soul weapon for free. It sounds mad broken. Okay, what are the other event parts?
14 days. So 18 tickets.
What? Yo,
Okay, so
you get another soul weapon?
wait, what?
So, there's this celebration of the release of Valance where you just got to get her unique gear through the special summons and such. And this will technically allow you to get another soul weapon in. So I could do one of 2 things. I could wait for this to be fully done and not spend all of my soul weapons so I can use the 2 that are within the story mode. Or I could be a complete dumbass and need to 20 her right off the bat when she gets Oh man, that's
Just,
crazy.
going to quickly pull out the swiper.
Yep. And you gotta obtain unique gear through the special summon. This is about the hardest part to get with the summons. The other parts are quite easy. Like T3, T5, reach level 100, that will be done within 2 seconds. Acquire the Valance limited costume, that might be the hardest one, never mind. But it says...
Hey, you only need 50k rubies, don't worry about it.
That's okay. Today's missions. Okay, so you use X amount of stamina. But we still don't know what these four, these lucky 4-leaf clover jewels are for, right? What did they do? Oh, never mind. It's actually quite easy to get yourself all of the pulls. Because you get a lot of 10 pulls for no reason. Look at that. High school, academy school. You get 7 of them, so that's 70 plus. Okay, so you get 100 pull. I'm gonna make a video on that and see what the rates are. It's gonna be ass. Tamahoma said, you know you will A220 Valance when she comes out. You can't contain yourself. No, I'm doing this for content.
Content.
There's always the best
Need more
excuse.
content. I can't lie, they're spitting AIOs at us left and right. That makes me think that they want to change AIOs within the next patch or 2.
How come?
If they're giving us that many, they're trying to make us remember that this thing even exists in the first place. Which means they're probably either going to change how they work, or they're going to buff them.
Like that. Could be. I'm not quite sure. It would be quite interesting, to be honest, but let's be fair. We're already a damn hour in on this one, man. So, what is your initial thoughts after reading all of this?
My initial thoughts is that Valance is a new overpowered buffer. And something else I actually just thought about is now we get even more crit damage because of her T2-5.
Yep.
So on top of that, we have even more distribution. All the whales have to go whales some more techno magic gear because now they need to get overpowered gear for her on TM. They need to figure out what stats are going to be overpowered on her, which I genuinely think is going to be attack.
Could be.
The new special costume is fat material.
Say that again?
The new special costume is going to be fat material for someone again.
Oof. I know so, man. If it was Young Twe, I would have done it myself. Either way. Man, who do you think she's gonna replace in content?
Honestly, it might be Lavril.
Okay.
They were already saying that Lavril is one of the least powerful ones, especially with her primary gimmicks being giving her S3 giving extra M amp and her S3 being crit damage. But now we have Valance, who does both boss damage, can do crit, does skill cooldown reduction, and does crit damage if she really wants to. Which means it makes me think that Lavril's going to be the one pushed out of meta, at least for Magic teams. For physical, they might keep Mediana, but I kind of doubt it.
Yeah, if you look at the straight modifiers on this, like, it would be great to get either Mediana out. I'm even, like, in my World Boss teams, for instance, I would kick my Shay out any day for this. This is crazy.
I feel like Shay might be able to hold her own against a Mediana, exclusively because of the fact that more mana is still better. I mean, if her mana generation from S2 is stupid, then yeah, she's out. But
true, but don't you
imagine
already have
like
Mei and Isaiah nowadays to deal with that factor?
Eh.
Like, maybe not for Guild Conquest, but You don't see many Shays there anymore anyway in certain comps, right? Or am I just...
You don't see Shay at all in GC3.
Yeah, so...
Like, it's just a supplementary option if you don't have something else invested. Or if you need survivability from lack of an Asaya whale.
Yep. Man, the only thing that I'm thinking about is I don't have enough unique treasures to 5-star 2 of them. Crazy.
I sure as heck don't. But we're also going to be getting so many free UTs.
True.
So I think at least we'll be able to get the 0 stars on all of them, which means that a lot of the less whales will be able to figure out the best for low investment. And then people like Flynn, etc., who will 100% whale the heck out of this character, will figure out what to use on a 5-star first anyway.
Definitely.
I think everyone's going to say 5-star as UT1 first, regardless of anything. I do think that either UT3 or 4 will be the next best one. And I genuinely don't know what they're going to say to use for GC3, especially on comps like Cleo, who cooldowns aren't that big of an issue for.
True. I don't think we should look at it from the cooldown side perspective, but more for the non-hero damage, because there's nothing that beats non-hero damage in this game. It's just crazy.
Non-hero damage is still really powerful.
Yep. So yeah, that being said, since we're already an hour in, do you have anything left to say? We had some other things that we could have been talking about, but I think we need to wrap it up for now, because otherwise we'd be dragging this out for way too long, and I think we need a special podcast on, well, at least for one. Let me pop it up for a hot second. Where did I put it? There you go. So we had some other things that we could have still been talking about, but one thing that is still heavy on my mind is how they're going to address the Little Raiders. And now that another NPC is added, how are we going to address the acquisition, or are we going to change anything on them? But that will be for another video, ladies and gentlemen, because otherwise, like I said, we will be rambling out for too long. Caro, do you have anything that you want to say before we close this one off?
No, I think I kind of said everything I want to say about the patch right now.
Yep, same. So that is me included. Hope you guys enjoyed. Put something down into the comments if you have anything to say about Valance, and if you haven't already, make sure to like it. So I'll see you guys into the next one.